Alors, bonjour tout le monde. Aujourd'hui, on va écrire les notes de leçon 4 sur ce vidéo. Donc, la question essentielle est comment j'utilise être, oh, désolé, avec le passé composé. Voilà. Ok, en anglais maintenant. You have learned that the passé composé is made up of the present tense form of a helping verb. Okay, that's like with avoir. And the past participle of the main verb. Okay, so that means we have two parts. We've learned with avoir and then the past participle of the verb that we're using. So, for example, the form of to form the past participle of ER verbs, we drop the ER and add an E with the accent aigu. Okay, this is review. To form the past participle of most IR verbs, we drop the IR and add an I, like choisir becomes choisi with an I at the end. To form the past participle of most RE verbs, we drop the RE and add a U. So for like vendre, it would be vendu if you wanted to say I sold something. Here's what this looks like. Visiter with ER becomes visiter. Partir becomes parti. Attendre becomes attendu. Okay? So that's the past participle part, the second part. While avoir is the most common helping verb, some verbs form their passé composé with the helping verb être. Okay, so we're going to get to that list. This is review, especially for French 4 students. This is probably sounding very familiar. French 3 students, you may have just touched on this last year. So here is a sentence. Etienne got off the bus. Okay, so it's in the past. He did this earlier today, yesterday, last year, whatever. He got off the bus. The verb to get off is sortir. Now, we have learned that sortir means to go out. It also means to get off of something. Don't worry too much about it. Just if we want to get off the bus, we're going to sortir le bus. Okay, so sortir is one of those verbs that uses être. It does not use avoir for the past tense. So we would say Etienne est because Etienne is an il. Okay, so he, and then the passé or the être form for il is est, so il est, and then the past participle of sortir is sorti. So Etienne est sorti du bus. Helping verb, past participle, just like avoir. Okay, if this was an avoir verb like Etienne ate a pizza, it would be Etienne a mangé une pizza. Avoir and the past participle for manger. So now we're doing it with être. All right, so let's keep going. The form of être agrees with the subject. So this is like a crazy French thing that we need to agree in number and gender with être. So maybe you remember when we use être with adjectives like I am intelligent. If I'm using she, her pronouns, I would say je suis intelligente because I use she, her pronouns, so I would have to put an E at the end of intelligente. If it was a bunch of girls saying they are intelligent, we'd need not only an E, but an S as well, okay? So the same goes with passé composé with être, okay? So the past participle agrees in gender and number, okay? So je for she, her pronouns, we would need a E at the end of the past participle. Let me get rid of all this line here. You guys don't need to do that. Past participle, okay? If it's he, him, and it's you, like saying je suis parti or je suis sorti, you just leave it the same. You add nothing to the end. Okay? Now, if it's elle, now we have feminine and plural. So you can guess we need to add an E and an S. Okay? If it's il, a bunch of he, him pronoun users, we would only add an S at the end. Okay? If it sounds confusing now, we'll get into it. We'll see what this looks like. So, je suis allé au ciné. Now, aller, the verb to go, to say it in the past, uses être. So we have to say je suis allé. We can't say j'ai allé. That doesn't work for être or for aller. So we say je suis allé. Now I notice that there's an extra E here. So that tells me that this je person is feminine. Okay? So this sentence would be I went to the movies or the theater. And the I is feminine. Okay? Nous sommes allés à la teuf. Now I notice there's no E here, so I'm guessing this we is a bunch of he, him pronoun users. And there's an S because we is always plural. Okay? So nous sommes allés à la teuf. We went to the party. Nous sommes allés, using être with aller. We went to the party. Okay. All right. Tu es parti du musée. You, partir means to leave. It is an être verb for passé composé, so we have to say tu es parti du musée. I notice there's an E at the end, so that must mean this you is a feminine pronoun. Okay, you, feminine, left the museum. Okay, and remember the du is left from the museum, but in French we say from. In English we can just say you left the museum. Last one. Vous êtes sorti avec des amis. Okay, so now you went out with some friends. Let's take a look at this past participle. I notice there's an E, so the vous must be a bunch of feminine pronouns, and always an S because vous is always plural. Okay, so agreement with this agreement. Here we go. You all went out with friends. And we know that you all is feminine because of the E. Okay? All right, let's keep going. So, feminine plural, let's review really quick. Feminine plural, we need to add an E and an S to the past participle. I'm just going to do PP. PP. Masculine singular, we need to add just an S. Oh, sorry, my bad. Masculine singular, we add nothing. If it were masculine plural, we would add an S. But masculine singular, add nothing. Okay, so je suis sorti. It has an I at the end because it's an IR verb. And it is masculine and singular. Okay? All right. Now, let's take a look at all of the verbs that end in, or that have être as the passé composé.